I'm listening.
Good one. Good one. I decided to do that one again because it didn't work the first time.
Oh,
Run
yes.
it back.
For those who watched it the first time.
I don't know who did.
Crickets?
That's right.
Oh, crickets. Would you introduce us, Matt?
Yay, the spark of madness. We're immediately starting with bored crickets. That may be this whole podcast. But
I don't know. I might have problems with this movie.
I don't know.
I may have a few. My name's Matt. That's Ben right there, and that's Aaron.
Everybody gets one.
And we talk about movies and rate them at the very end of the show, so you have to sit through our boring conversation, especially around this movie, I think.
Oh boy.
Oh, boy.
But we need like a dumb movie every now and
Yeah,
again.
we do need a dumb one. This was about, like, the mother. We were, like, 6 months away from...
Yeah. I think every 6 months we need a dumb movie. So 6 months from now...
6 months? That's enough time for us to make a movie.
No, but we can also watch Schindler's List. That's a pretty dumb movie.
Well, it's boring.
Everybody dies in it.
Well, that is a pretty bad ending.
It's black and white, too.
Big downer.
What's with
so
that?
boring. Well, so this is Rampage week for Spark of Madness.
That
this
joke
is,
went south.
Day 2.
Stop. This is day 2. Last night we played for an hour and a half. We played the Nintendo and PlayStation versions of the game, which I didn't remember playing that long, that repetitively.
Well, it was a good arcade game. You know, I find that if you play any old arcade beat 'em ups on emulation, whether it's
Or any other home version?
they're not as fun.
No.
Because it's the same thing.
You lose the
Actually,
all you do is
in the
punch 'em.
moment.
I'll
Yeah.
take it a step further. It's whenever you have unlimited continues.
Is when it's bad.
Because the Simpsons arcade game we played for a long time, and when we played that, there was a place in Mackinac Island where we played it on a pier, and we loved playing it because you can be Homer, Bart, and
The whole game.
and the rest. and
Nice callback.
And you can do like combinations where you get on Bart or Homer's shoulders if you're Bart, and vice versa.
Oh, yeah.
It was fun, but I played that recently and it wasn't as fun.
Who volunteers for synopsis duties tonight?
I think
Not me.
I'll do it. Okay. So in the Simpsons arcade game, the plot is
He's back.
the plot is
Here.
Mr. Burns steals Maggie, and you have to go save Maggie. And you
Have
go
to
to like
save
the
Maggie, have to
fairground, the
save
first
Jack.
level. Look, Mr. Burns is back. I hate that Peter Pan. Don't try to stop me this time, Speed. Don't you dare try to stop me. It's me. Try to stop me.
I'll do the synopsis.
All right.
Well, hold on. Before we do that, so this was all about Rampage Week. We played the video game last night. We're doing the movie tonight, and then tomorrow tonight. I don't know exactly what time.
Wow.
Technically,
It's your call.
Tomorrow the
world
brand
premiere.
new original short Spark of Madness, longer than some of the other, much longer.
This was a labor of love by Mr. Matthews. Mr.
Longer than some
Matthews.
bathroom trips.
It's all exactly
and
yeah.
just as good.
This was pretty
Yeah.
polished.
just as pretty polished.
just as satisfying. There we go.
The
right.
CGI might be a little bit better.
Oh,
really-
see, there's the camera.
really pushed it
freezing
out.
again.
Oh, you froze me.
I'm gonna update the.
But it's kind
firmware.
of this all came about in the most timely fashion, right during when this movie was coming out. For early, it was like March.
What,
Yeah.
4 months
March or
ago?
April.
And we did it. We planned it before.
And we were like, oh, wouldn't it be funny if we did a short about like rampage monsters and human people becoming rampage
Yeah, it would
monsters?
be fun.
Yeah, that'd be really funny. Now, after the movie has come out on DVD, we finally finish it. The tie-in to the movie.
Well, to
Yeah.
be fair, shooting it took like what 3 total days? Yeah.
But then the special effects were amazing.
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
It
You're
took a
gonna
long
be
time.
you're gonna be thrilled.
So if you want more of this kind of stuff from us, please pay us, and we'll do more
I think
shorts.
hold on, we got to set up the Patreon first.
Oh, okay.
We gotta
Our pockets are open.
This is the thing that's supposed to get people to be convinced to do that.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
Right.
and we've hitched our wagon to Rampage.
Why not?
My God, we
The
thought
Rock
this through.
The Rock. Yeah, we did.
We could have done the Infinity War.
We could have done a Schindler's List short.
We could have done so many things. That
Well, if it was back in the '90s, we could have done it. Or the early 2000s, we could have done it at the Scorpion King.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I will say, you can't go wrong with like like hitching your wagon to the Rock though. Like there's some just level of charm.
He has really come into his own. He is a decent actor.
He's one of the first CGI monsters.
At least he was one, not a good one, but he was one.
Remember that the Mummy Returns?
I remember.
Well, I think it
vividly.
Was it Returns? It might have been.
There was almost as much green screen in this movie as there was in that.
I think back then they were using blue screen.
They hadn't figured out that green is the way to go.
Well, it depends because I've seen some modern movies.
It depends on what color.
Guardians of the Galaxy used a blue screen.
It all depends on what color the subject matter is.
And Wandu, a couple other characters are blue.
Yeah.
What's with Marvel characters being blue? Like if they're not like half the X-Men are blue.
Seasonal affective disorder? I don't know.
Like you got Nightcrawler, you got Beast, you got.
It's a more you want the good guys to be a more soothing color. But you don't want them to be bright red.
Mystique is blue.
Well, yeah, but she's a conflicted
Drax is
character.
red.
Yeah, but in the comic book, she wasn't a conflicted character.
Oh.
Did you know that Rogue got her powers from Miss Marvel?
Okay, let's talk about the movie now.
Wow, we are 7 minutes in. Perfect.
All right.
The comments are just flooding in too, so
Vamp
we're gonna have
powers
to
activate.
There's no comments. All right, so let's talk about the movie. Let's actually talk about Rampage for however short it actually is. Aaron, did you want to talk, like, kind of cue it up?
In what way?
Like, do the synopsis. Like,
Okay,
if people
I will
have
do my
the
best.
non-spoilery reminder.
I watched the movie 2 hours ago. It's fresh in my mind.
Okay.
I will try. In the movie, a company called what was it?
Wayland Yutani.
Yeah, may as well have been a company that specializes in gene editing and stuff.
With CRISPR.
That's a real thing.
That's a real thing.
Yes.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Was the title thing where it said it was outlawed as a weapon of mass destruction sort of thing? Was that true?
I don't think that's true.
Okay.
No.
Well, the CRISPR program, these guys are working within it, this corporation, and they come up with some sort of serum that combines a lot of different animals' genetic data, and it can enhance a creature to be all of them at once and make them grow really big and strong, and they're super aggressive. For what purpose? I don't know. But
they actually did gloss over that pretty heavily. They didn't really have a plan.
There's a space station where they have... You're right.
It doesn't really matter.
Space station where they have all their research and stuff, and there's samples, is crashing, and this lady has to get them off, or else she won't get let into the escape pod. And then, as she's escaping...
I like that scene.
Thank you, Ben.
Okay.
As she's escaping, the escape pod blows up, and the samples crash in different places on Earth. And then animals are affected by the pathogen, they call it. And then hilarity ensues.
Indeed.
What I guess I should talk about The Rock.
The Rock.
Oh, The Rock's in it. He's got a big arm.
Yeah, he's
Don't fight it.
Don't fight that big arm.
He isn't like an animal worker guy.
Did you see the people's elbow when he?
Oh yeah, I did see
did
it.
Yeah.
What do they call?
He's a
primatologist.
He's an ex-special forces though. That's a
course.
primatologist.
I think he is one in every movie he's in.
And he hunted. He like took down poachers when he was stopped.
He got George from a poaching job.
Yep.
And he spends time with George. He trains him. George is a smart albino gorilla, can sign.
Mm-hmm. And like at first his. Go on.
I'm
sorry.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
I'm sorry.
This is a discussion.
The only other thing is, so there's bad people who want to use the serum for bad things. We'll get to that's about all there is explained.
And
really.
you know, considering the source material, they expanded quite well.
Yeah,
just like nothing.
But George in the game is brown. He's not white.
That's not a very significant change for me.
Got to whitewash him.
Yeah, the dog.
They wanted to make him seem like the special one, like he's the only one. The Rock at one point said he was the only one of his kind, which is like what?
I don't think albino is a kind.
Yeah,
but
it's like
we'll allow it.
He sees color very clearly.
Anyway, the monsters are wreaking havoc, and they got to find a way to stop them.
That's it.
Yep, and then Sears Tower is involved.
Yeah, I thought that was weird.
Yeah.
Are there offices in the Sears Tower?
I think so.
Okay.
Like Sears' office.
I actually have not been to the Sears Tower.
J.C. Penney.
There's some Sears there. There's Kate, and then so the military's brought in at one point, and then I don't think I've seen her in anything.
Who?
Naomi Harris. She was She was Kate, the doctor, the geneticist.
Yeah, I think she's new.
Yeah, I don't think I've
But
ever.
the bad girl, what's she's in? She's in a lot of stuff.
from
Malin
Watchmen.
Ackerman's in a million things.
Yeah, she was from Watchmen, so she finally got to be
That's
in a
right.
movie with Jeffrey Dean Morgan
That's
again.
right. She's the girl character in that.
Silk Spectre.
I was about to say Jeffrey Dean Morgan. I couldn't place where I'd seen his face.
Oh
but
yeah, he's the comedian.
he seems like
the
somebody.
comedian. He's Negan on Walking Dead.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say he seems like somebody that would be in Walking
well,
Dead.
he was just playing Negan in this movie, except
Okay.
he's a good guy.
He looks like the
Spoilers.
really drugged out brother of Iron Man.
He looks
Yeah, a
like
little
the
bit.
cool.
He's like
nephew of Colonel. He sounds like the cool nephew
I know,
of
but,
Colonel Sanders.
but he looks like he's related to Robert Downey Jr. Don't you think?
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
I think he would be good in a cowboy movie.
If
Yeah, he
Robert Downey
would.
Jr. talked like Colonel Sanders,
He's right.
that's
Do you know
We have
Colonel
got to
Sanders
get
was
that
born in
pathogen.
Indiana?
Really?
Yeah, he's
Fun fact.
yeah, he is. He's
What a
Hoosier.
lying lame-o.
He's a Hoosier own, but it's like Abe Lincoln was born in Springfield, Illinois, right?
Mm.
But
Man, I got the opposite problem. I was born in the South, then I came to the Corn State. And I have no accent to speak of.
No.
Shameful.
shame. It's a
Shame.
shame. Think of all the audio, the people who listen to the audio version are missing out on is your accent.
Trust me, I'm Texan.
oh wait, Shinraku says Angel was blue too. He was blue, but he was Archangel. Wasn't he blue as Archangel? But he was not blue.
Oh, there it
Huh.
goes.
Yeah.
Jeez. What level? is
Anyways,
this? Yeah. Oh, he's been in the whole time.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Let's go back.
Didn't update.
Yeah, sorry.
Anyway,
We're
I'm
having a
paying
good
attention
time.
now. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. I just wanted to bring that up. We have an audience.
Thank you,
Good.
man.
Hey.
Yeah.
Awesome. So the movie. That's pretty much it, right? Like.
Yeah, I don't know. I think to get the most out of this discussion, we might have to do pseudo good, bad, and ugly.
Yeah, let's do it.
Sure.
Because
What was the
there are
good?
some good things. For one, like Ben said, the opening scene was well done.
Yeah.
It was kind of a downer, but it
But but
Ooh,
the
we
way
have
the
dissent.
way like it exploded in the atmosphere, that was a cool idea.
It
we're
was
not
all right.
saying it was thematically awesome.
No, but it was a good setting the tone.
Yes.
I didn't mind.
It was well thought out.
I agree with all of that.
Show,
I
don't
thought
tell.
I thought the visuals of that were. It was like they repurposed everything from like, what was the dumb Cloverfield movie we just saw? It felt like it was
Oh.
just like the same.
But
it
this
was
is-
so bad
this is-
green screen.
it is, but this
that
is-
was bad green screen at the start.
But this movie's loads better than that movie.
Yeah, I'd have to say that.
Like a lot better.
oh, I don't.
This is-
I don't think so.
Oh my god, this is on a
No.
higher level.
No,
very-
and,
no.
oh god,
Fun
yeah.
fact time. There's
The Rock's arm alone.
Well, as Corey, as Colin says, The Rock equals good. You can't.
Thank you.
can't challenge
Do you
that
think,
formula.
Yep, it's good. Podcast over.
That's
Do you think The Rock's arm
Rock
has a
solid.
SAG credit? I don't know.
It does.
Yeah.
I guess he works out all the time.
Why wouldn't you?
Well, I'm saying like he's just so. I mean, to be that big,
Just he eats fit. Have you read about his diet?
What is his diet?
It's just insane. It's like the amount of fish in a day that like a literal sea creature would consume on a daily
He is
basis.
he is a
just like
Leviathan.
his diet is so specific and at very specific intervals.
but I
and
guess
stuff.
like he's so strict on it, and like wherever he is, he's always doing his regiment.
yeah.
Right.
I mean, and then do you think he's on steroids?
Well, this was his 50th movie of 2018, so he's
Yeah, of
got
course.
good stamina.
oh my god.
I'd like to
He's okay.
corral the discussion just a tad. I had a fun fact.
Yeah.
For anyone who's played the sequel to Rampage World Tour,
There's a sequel.
yes, Rampage Universal Tour,
Oh.
also for Nintendo 64 and PlayStation. In that one, there are more monsters, and one of them is a rat.
Oh,
nice.
So that's why they had the rat at the beginning.
That's a nice little
Yeah.
Easter egg
So
for people.
say what you will about this movie, they put some thought into it.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Except, well, I'll save that for the bad portion.
I would say the good. I felt like The Rock and then Russell, who's the Walking Dead guy. What's his name?
The
The
Jeffrey
comedian.
Dean Morgan,
Yeah, Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
the comedian.
comedian.
Yes.
Let's call him the comedian.
I like the comedian and The Rock. Both of them I liked very much in this.
Yeah, everybody else I could do without.
I would say the best part of this movie is The Rock's relationship with the
like-
gorilla.
With George.
yeah.
I liked
I-
his sign language. Like the way he pulled off speak sign language. Speak
felt real.
sign languaging. Like I I'm in. Like, there was nothing about any part of that felt awkward or weird. That's what was happening. Like,
did you notice how the CGI, like with the gorillas at the beginning, and even George at the beginning was like, well, this is really good. You thought the CGI of the gorillas were really good at the beginning, and it wasn't as good in places. It was like hit or miss.
It was very
as it got bigger. It didn't look as good.
They pumped all of their budget into the finale, and then they just kind of sprinkled it across.
And the beginning was like, oh man. And the wolf.
I thought the beginning sucked for CGI.
No, I'm talking about not the very beginning. I'm talking about the beginning with the gorilla.
Oh,
like the gorilla it was like real hair.
The Planet of the Apes thing.
Well, like he looked really good, and I thought the wolf looked cool at the beginning. You know, there's a cool shot of him going down on that guy.
Well, I have a hypothesis about that.
Yeah. That was cool when he went down on him.
I would think
I didn't know they had bestiality in this movie.
Yeah.
I would think that putting these character models in situations that are more believable helps. Like if you make them huge scale and they're destroying stuff, there might be a psychological element to that.
It's kind of like the Peter Cushing thing. If you haven't seen Peter Cushing, if you didn't know Peter Cushing was dead, and you watch that, oh, that's a CGI character,
yeah,
and no one knew that, but we knew he was dead, so maybe there's a psychological element.
Maybe. I'm not saying for sure.
But they really did have JFK in
Forrest Gump.
Forrest Gump.
Yeah, I mean that was real footage. It was
nice
just
little
messed with.
I know.
That was a really cool effect.
I do believe he said he had to pee.
Well, So what else was good?
I thought I don't know why I liked it, but the scene where he eats the bad guy, it was stupid, but it was just funny.
The army guy?
No, when he eats the girl at the end, like when George eats.
And he just
it's like a clean gulp, you know. I thought it was funny. I thought it was a very B movie that I liked.
Oh yeah.
She goes, "Oh shit," and it's like in Jaws when he goes, "Smile, you son of a." Kept the PG-13 rating.
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
It looked okay. It was just the gorillas really eat people.
Well, this one does.
Yeah,
this one does.
But like I thought it was funny.
He was aggressive,
but it was kind of stupid. But like she was so over the top that. Well, anyways, let's talk about good.
What were you gonna say, Aaron?
I had something. This movie's kind of a mixed bag for me because like for what it is, I think it's fine. Yeah. Like it rides the line of stupid and not stupid pretty well. It knows that it's a video game movie.
Yeah.
Overall, I enjoyed it. Like here's what I would say. It was the Godzilla movie that we deserved 4 years ago. We finally got like multiple minutes of destruction.
Well, at least multiple monsters.
Yeah.
The crocodile was cool.
Yeah, it was.
He was pretty. That
was pretty good.
The way it was designed.
I didn't like the size differences. I really didn't like. The I know that. I'm sure there was a rationalization, but I still didn't like.
I thought about it. Both George didn't. The crocodile actually ate the canister. Mm-hmm. And so I think he ate the whole canister. George was exposed to a little bit of it. The wolf got more exposed to it than George did. But the crocodile ate it, and that's why the crocodile was freaking huge, because he consumed the whole thing.
I get that they wanted...
And the rat wasn't as big at the beginning because maybe it was a little bit of it.
I get that they wanted to set up, especially at the end, like, oh, this monster is big, is the biggest and scariest, and so they wanted it to be the final challenge, is they got to take down the biggest monster. So, like, I kind of get it. Like, they had that in the end game, but I don't know.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Sure, gosh.
Why not?
I'm brave, but I'm careful. Do you think it would have been better if they just stuck to the video game that they're people?
I thought about that.
I thought that would be more interesting. It's like, and they have like certain genes that make them lizard and gorillas.
You're jumping ahead to a question I had, so let's save that one.
Okay, I'll save it.
Because that's a good one. That's a really good question.
I mean, if this is outrageous, why try to make sense out of it?
The last thing I would say that I thought was good was the scene with Sofia Vergara's husband. He was the original military dude that died with his little squad.
I like that guy.
Yeah.
I can't even
Flash
find
Thompson.
He is Flash Thompson.
Yes, he is. And he's Deathstroke now.
Yeah, Deathstroke.
Yeah.
Deathstroke and his team. I thought that whole little sequence was pretty good.
It was.
They cut to a little found footage stuff, and
it was
all pretty good.
It wasn't and it wasn't because like they see the wolf from the helicopter and it's going through the trees and it's huge. They see like the scale is huge comparably, and they go, oh my god, what did this? Well, the giant wolf you just shot, and tried to tranquilize. It was still huge, and they didn't realize how big it was when they went down there. It's like you saw it from the helicopter.
Yeah, it felt like they didn't assess the situation well.
Magnaniello. Okay, sure. Sorry.
Magnan what?
Magnaniello.
Magnilio.
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 Magnilio. I was like, Magnilio.
Is that the Spanish Magneto?
Mr. Mighty Duck himself.
Mr. Mighty, yeah. All right, let's talk about some bad.
I've got some stuff.
And remember, we're going to get to ugly this time, so be sure to hold off on some uglies.
All right.
The villains were bad.
Yeah, they were so
Awful.
stupid.
The brother was dumb.
Plop. That's Plop from The Office. He was in the last season of The Office.
He reminded me of the guy
literally
who played
plopped
Shaggy.
in. They called him Plop.
And he plopped at the end.
Yeah.
Well,
he
that's-
did. Yeah.
He kind of looks like the guy who played live action Shaggy almost.
Yeah, he does.
Zoinks!
It took me a minute to realize it wasn't him.
sis! Of the monsters!
I don't know if that's a man in a suit.
I wouldn't count on it, Scoob.
Gee, Scoob. I think I'm going to be a Scooby snack.
Oh boy, that's something he would say.
Yeah.
That actually is a line of dialogue in the spec script I have submitted.
Oh wow, you're working these days.
Is Freddie Prinze Jr. in it?
He would bring up the A-list quality.
He would.
Is it Malin Ackerman? She's actually like a decent actress.
Decent.
She
Not in
makes
this movie.
She makes some like weird
She was chewing
movie
the scenery.
choices, but like this was.
She was
this
like
seemed like a money grab.
She was like, "This is
was not
Rampage, the
good.
movie."
Yeah.
She had
I'm
some
just gonna-
fangs on for the scenery in
This
this
is
one.
bad. Yeah, she.
Well, it didn't make sense.
Nothing about her. The villain's
but
plan or character.
But the plan was terrible.
There is no plan.
Let's make an escape plan, but let's bring the monsters to where we are. That make it easy. Why don't we put this? Why don't we go somewhere else?
It was accidental.
Why don't we go to exactly? Why don't we go to the John Hancock building, and you can still have the Sears Tower,
there?
and we can escape with the helicopter from the John Hancock building.
Why not put the beacon somewhere uninhabited?
Their whole.
But I realize it's because it's the video game and they needed to get them to the city.
And they're like,
Well, that's
can you sign
okay.
your John Hancock in the John Hancock building?
So part one is
Hancock.
it was a total screw up that the canisters came to Earth. Period. Like that was a
Right.
total screw up. So they were trying to scramble to get the
Because anything could
solution,
lead back
right?
to them, yes.
The serum. And their plan that they stumbled into that drove the whole movie was just like, well, we better clean up this friggin' mess, so we'll do the signal, which was just like, hey, let's drive the plot here.
Da-da-da-da-da.
And their plan was that they would all show up like in one location, not that the army would try and kill them, even though they sent the army to kill them separately. Their plan was that the army would kill the monsters on the way, and then
Yeah.
they would capture the monsters' bodies and be able to get the serum out of it. That was the whole plan.
Yeah.
But they stayed in the building, and they didn't just send the army out like separately to
But
go
what-
get them.
but wouldn't
Like
they
they
have-
literally risked the lives of millions upon billions of people.
But that made their death okay. They're gonna get their comeuppance.
But they didn't seem sinister at all. There's no sinister
No.
or like you
but-
never saw
but they
even
also missed-
casualties.
but
like
yeah.
there's no gore in the movie at all. There's no
the monkey eats her.
but there's nobody else. There's no like nobody dies except her.
Well, we
And then the army people.
We see him because the wolf was eating some people on a bus
Yeah.
at one point.
Lots of nameless people died.
Yeah, we don't off-screen people.
All those cardboard people from Christopher Nolan movie.
Oh, that's how Dunkirk was set.
You listen to the commentary here, and it's just like, yeah, we were really inspired by Christopher Nolan's Dunkirk.
Yeah.
We use all cardboard.
Yeah, and the scan of the
really set
of the
us
dog
back.
was all cardboard. You know,
Oh, there goes
gave
the
him
camera
indigestion.
But yeah,
You
their
had
plan made no sense. It was stupid. Like,
No,
there's
but also
not-
it
there's
didn't
nothing
make,
interesting
also
about
didn't make
it.
sense because like why were they selling they should have left a while ago, you know?
Yeah, And it was literally, I think Malin Ackerman did 3 scenes total. It was like, this is my contract.
Yeah.
I'm doing these 3 scenes.
$3 million later, I am safe.
And I'm out of here. I'm going back to do Billions or whatever show she's on. I think it's Billions, maybe? Yeah. That's at least the show.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And there was some exposition that she murdered that one girl's brother.
I think no. Well,
covered it up.
Did she?
Like let it happen or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Or maybe it was just a dig at her, saying that her brother did die while she was in jail.
Yeah.
Maybe she had nothing to do with it.
I don't know.
I missed that part.
I think I'm sure it was important, but I don't know. Like they try to do funny with the helicopter, with when he's flying the helicopter. It's like that's kind of funny.
Like
that was like the only joke that actually landed for me.
Yeah.
Like the of course I can fly it. Oh crap. That was kind of funny.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was not the worst joke I've ever seen.
No, it was him being natural. So I have a question.
Please.
You can probably compare them because they're similar, but in terms of action star, who's a better actor? The Rock?
Denzel.
Well, clearly. The Rock or Arnold?
Hard place.
Arnold.
The Rock or Arnold?
Yeah. That's easy, man.
The Arnold had really high highs.
Arnold's actually not a bad actor.
He's good most of the time.
I would
you can
say
direct him, he's not bad.
But that's the thing, though. Are you talking about just acting performance?
I'm talking about both. Like acting performance.
You have to separate them now. Are you talking about? If you're asking me, are Arnold's action movies better than The Rock's movies? I'm going to say Arnold.
Yeah, but I'm talking
but
about
if you're telling me who's a better performer, I'm going to say The Rock for sure.
I think both.
Total package, you thinking?
I think Arnold, his movies are better, but also Arnold's a better actor.
Oh, I don't think so.
Well,
no.
I think in the presence of a good director.
No way.
Oh my God. Yeah, he
Have
is.
you seen Eraser?
Have you seen The Predator?
I haven't seen.
He was really good in The
I have
Predator.
seen Predator, but
John McTiernan was a great actor.
This is why I'm separating
Terminator.
the movies.
He was great.
Well,
No, it's the movie. The movie's great.
No, but
That's my whole point.
But some of the things choices he did, you know.
If you put The Rock in the Terminator, it would not work. So I'm getting your point.
Thank you. Well,
I have finally decided that we agree.
Let's continue this because we're almost done with this review.
Yeah.
Don't be ugly yet.
Let's continue this because
hold on.
I think it's a good.
Okay, all right, yeah.
It's a good topic.
Let's finish this one.
I think The Rock he's good, but there's like that Hercules movie was terrible.
The thing about
And then you go.
well, you got to cut him off. You got to cut off early.
Then you compare Conan. They're similar type of movies. There's something about Arnold. Like if you know how to direct him, he's pretty good. Like he's got a lot of
True Lies was
believable.
awesome.
Here's the difference. I would say is people who are directing Arnold are like, oh wow, he has severe limitations. So I'm gonna direct around this and write around it.
I don't know. I think
You'd have to be there.
Yeah.
I think people when they see The Rock and his charisma, they're like, The Rock can perform whatever I want.
I don't know.
And so it's like, here, you can be a scorpion, whatever. And it's going to work.
So you think The Rock has more charisma than Arnold?
I double.
Disagree.
Twice as much.
Disagree.
Maybe triple.
The best thing The Rock is in, to be honest with you, is Moana, and he's just a voiceover.
But
well, that's the
voiceovers
best
are a good
movie.
performance.
How many Rock movies have you seen?
But Jingle All the Way is hilarious, and it's because of Arnold too. He's funny.
Oh, here we go. The Rock wins What Is Cooking. That's right. That's a joke. Arnold, hands down. He even had better movies and cooks his breakfast on his tank.
I have a small
That's
take.
true. Thank you.
Here's my take. I think Arnold is generally better, but I think The Rock is better at making it look easy.
I think The Rock could be good, but I don't think he's bad. I think there's something about Arnold. He's just better.
I think the bigger issue right now is that I
haven't seen the Fast and Furious movies. I guess he's good in those.
I haven't seen those either, and I'm still making this argument. So that tells you how much I like The Rock. I think The Rock is really good. I think right now movies are not. This is almost like a generational thing. Action movies.
You think I'm nostalgic?
I'm actually putting. I think there's an objective nostalgia glasses for everybody. That action movies and like sci-fi movies and the movies that Arnold was in both held a higher prominence as well as just were better, and people were more invested in them, and they felt like, you can think about, like, they didn't have the same amount of technology, so much more effort and like intense attention had to go into those types of movies back then.
If you think
they were
about
just better versus like if you think about Fast and Furious, like that doesn't hold anything compared to some of those older movies.
Die Hard,
like, it's amazing.
Well, I'm gonna tell you,
The Rock, I think, is at a disadvantage.
It's true. I'm going to tell you, and let's expand upon it. Let's unpack this.
Okay.
I'm going to expand upon this.
Let me get my box open.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So John McTiernan, who's the
all this soap
director
out
of
of
Die Hard, Predator, the greatest submarine movie of all time, Hunt for Red October.
That's a long title.
He's known for an action director, right? But his background is in theater, and but what he understands is what makes it good is the characters. Every movie in the hierarchy of movies is character, story, then everything else. You know, so you have to have good characters and good understanding of
Here.
characterization, for lack of a better
You
term.
don't have to convince me of characters.
But and that's why we love Predator. That's why we love all these other movies like Die Hard, because they have the characters are really well done. The action is secondary.
Well,
you know what I mean?
but they also
it's prominent. It's not about the spectacle. It's like we're with this guy in the danger and rooting for him, and vice versa.
But so here's how I'll work it back to Rampage: is you're also understanding how much character needs to be in the movie. Like, you don't need to like go too deep. You don't need to like share their entire history. Like, what people are there for, right?
I mean, it's true, but it would be a better movie if you add more character. If you approach it like a Die Hard. I mean, I think every movie could do that. You know what I mean? I get it. I think B movies have good characterization.
They can, but like, you got to know the balance. And this movie, the last bad I was going to get to actually was that they like 2/3 of the way in the movie, they're just like, here's the character stuff for the characters. Like, here, whatever.
Yeah.
The Rock was in the army, and he hunted poachers. Who gives a shit? And yeah, Kate's brother. That's why she does the CRISPR stuff, and he's sick. Who gives a shit? You don't care. You already fell asleep.
I think that's a
The
trend.
CGI guys are already on it. So
That's what they did.
They're actually already done.
Yeah. Now we're just gonna fill the movie to that.
Yeah, we'll come up with the character thing here real quick.
I'll sum it up. I don't have an argument for it, but I prefer Arnold. I have an ugly, and you
All right,
led me to
let's
it.
do the ugly now.
You led me right to it.
Good.
The backstory of The Rock. Why?
Yeah, why?
And they spelled it out so ham-fistedly. Like, you don't like people, do you? You like being around animals more than people. And then by the end, he's like, oh, maybe people aren't so bad. Ooh.
Yeah.
I learned something.
Animals are predictable. All the women I'm dating.
I rolled my eyes when they actually, the girl spoon-fed the plot to us, where she says, you don't like people much, do you?
Yeah.
That was a real eye roller right
He's
there.
like, no, they give me indigestion.
Look at this.
Look, I'm a ventriloquist. See?
Of myself.
You can't even see my mouth moving.
So that was your biggest ugly. That was yours.
That was the big one for me.
What about you, Ben?
Because if there was going to be, I'll say this: if there was going to be a backstory, I wish it would have been more believable. Because it's just it's kind of a cookie cutter thing. Like, he's a loner, Dottie, a rebel, that kind of.
Could have been.
I think everybody else, other than the monsters, was the biggest. I mean,
Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
But do you
was
need
good.
The Rock? They didn't even matter. It's just about
they
shot
they
the
very
rocket launcher.
underutilized The Rock in this.
They did.
Yeah, you're right.
I think some of the CGI was bad in spots.
For the most part,
I didn't like the design of the wolf. I thought it was stupid that he could fly. I
Well,
like the design of the crocodile. He was cool.
I thought that the wolf at least resembled Ralph.
He did. They tried to pull a little bit.
Yeah.
Ralph is a little ultra cartoony. But they didn't do that with Lizzie, so that was kind of weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was the ugly? I don't know. It's like a sprinkle of ugly. Like it's not like one big thing.
Just like a misting.
It's like it's like that
like the-
feeling after George ate the villain. You know, like that indigestion feeling that
Alka-Seltzer.
I shouldn't have gone to Taco Bell there.
See,
They call them sliders for a reason.
so a couple uglies here. I would I would wholeheartedly. I would agree. I think the green.
It's 34 minutes in. We went on.
I've got questions though. I've got interesting.
We've been
questions.
on a tangent of other things, and we're already to the uglies.
Yeah, I mean, green screen was, I thought, bad. I thought the effects at the.
I could see the feathering.
The lighting and
They neglected to do fringe correction.
There was a green spill on the forearm of the people's elbow.
Oh, got a snort. Hey.
Then I knew that. Speaking of which, this is non secular. I've been watching Mystery Science Theater 3000.
You too?
Binge. There's a bunch of them on YouTube, the old ones, and there's one where you know how they cut back in between the show within the show. You know.
Yeah.
He just dresses up as Steve Urkel, and then they go, oh, and they start laughing the whole time. And every time they cut, it's just him. Oh, it's just the whole time as Steve Urkel, and they feel like, oh, look, guys, he's Steve Urkel. That's so funny. That's the whole bit until the very end. It's like, oh, okay, well, but every time they cut back to that, it's just him as Steve Urkel. It was funny.
Relevant.
Yeah. Just like Rampage.
Good.
What was it ugly for you?
Yeah. Like I said, the green screen I thought was bad. Although the effects for the last shot were good, but it was so like, especially when they gave it the time to like settle down, and they did the fake out where George was dead. It was like, okay, you're obvious, like even more obviously than any other modern action movie. Feels like, oh, you're just in a green warehouse. Like it was just painfully obvious.
Yeah.
Even though the green screen is bad, that one part when the Rock is running from the alligator. I like that sequence.
It's a good sequence.
I like that because the alligator is underneath him.
Here's my biggest ugly, and it's going to get at my rating and why I like.
Ooh.
I just thought it was terrible. I thought like
It was bad.
I wish the monsters were like triple huge. I wish it went even more ridiculous B movie. I wish it was them beating the shit out of each other like 50% of the time.
Yeah.
It was a good 35%.
No, I wish the monsters were like in different cities, at like destroying cities, not just in the woods fighting army
You're
people.
right.
I wish it was just full on ridiculous from the start. Like, and The Rock was almost like aware of how insane it was the whole time, that they didn't even have like this sign language deal.
You know,
To that point, I would be totally on board with you for the human side of it.
I agree with you because I think they were like flirting, but it's like they didn't commit.
No,
They didn't commit to either serious
the money and budget for the effects,
but they didn't commit to. They didn't commit to like the tone,
the idea.
All right,
yeah.
Do we want to be serious? Or do you want to be like, this is so stupid?
Yeah, it was.
But if we do so
silly.
stupid and like self-aware, this would be. If you made it more self-aware, it'd be funnier.
Here's the thing,
kind of like my idea from the Mario Brothers movie,
and that's why I'm bringing all this up. That's why I'm bringing all this up, because you talked about it yesterday. Hey, teaser to go watch the episode last night for Game Sharks
and my future Mario film.
So here's my thought. Our Kickstarter will be live in 2 hours. Stay tuned.
3 years later.
What?
Still not happening.
If you were going to remake the movie, actually, should we? Let's rate the movie first. Let's rate the movie first, because I've got a couple extension questions, but I'm interested. So, what number would you give it out of 10?
I'll go first. I would give it a 5. It held my attention. It wasn't terrible. Perfectly average.
I think 4 or 5, probably a 4. Wow. Because if it was on it was entertaining enough that if you were flipping channels on cable, which nobody has anymore, I'd watch it. But would I seek it out on Netflix?
No.
I don't know. Maybe not. But if it was on cable or network television, I watch it. Back in the day, you're flipping. Rampage is on because there's nothing else on.
Except for like Shawshank Redemption.
What was the recent? We did a recent movie where you guys kind of drifted into the 4 and 5 range, or maybe even 6, and I said it was it was Jurassic World.
Yeah,
right.
This wasn't as good as Jurassic World.
So I gave Jurassic World, I think, a 3. This is definitely a 2 for me. This is a 2. This was
Okay.
bad. This was not good. I didn't enjoy this. I started to fall asleep. Like it was.
Oh,
bad.
I didn't enjoy it either.
I really didn't, and it wasn't fun. It wasn't like bad, goofy. I'm enjoying the monsters destroying stuff. I just
I was with you because like I was waiting for it to be over.
Oh.
Too, but I was enjoying it enough to like, yeah, okay. Because I think my Rampage love. I wanted to see where it was gonna go. Maybe I'll watch it again. Probably not.
So I have two questions for you. So like just to
Am I being too easy on this movie?
No, you're fine.
I don't know.
Maybe.
Maybe at the end after we've talked about a better movie, you can decide. So I have two questions. One is, what would be a better version of Rampage?
What
the
you
movie?
said.
Hold on. And then the other is, why is this movie even being made, and why did so many people go see it? That's like the success rate of like just being nostalgic for something seems to be incredibly high, and the payoff is always incredibly low.
Can I answer
but
that question
keeps
first?
happening.
I think because The Rock mostly. I think that people want to see The Rock and stuff. I think he's a draw.
I don't think he's wrong.
I think a lot of people.
Skyscraper, baby.
Well, I think a lot of people like The Rock.
I haven't seen that.
Isn't he like the most successful
It's true. I like The Rock.
actor? Like
I love Rock Johnson.
Dwayne.
That's what I'm going to call him.
Dwayne
from
The
now
Rock
on.
Johnson.
It's a pretty funny thing. That
Yeah.
If you just drop the Dwayne from it,
Dwayne,
it's just
his Rock is Johnson. Rock Johnson.
Sounds like a
pretty
porn
funny.
star name.
Sounds cool
Yeah.
with our friend John Johnson. It's a better
Hey,
name.
call back to a real person.
Yeah, real person.
I can answer your question,
He
Matt.
lives at.
Social security number.
He might watch it.
Go ahead.
How would I
Aaron.
remake this movie to make it? Well, I would do everything you said. I would make it for more tongue in cheek, make it closer to the video game where monsters happen early and are destroying multiple cities.
And they're humans. And then they got to be humans.
I could do with or without that.
But I think it's funny.
I think it would work. I'm just saying it's not a deal breaker for me.
Yeah. But maybe they're mixed with DNA. You have to give some motives of why this is happening.
Yeah.
Like a little bit of like, okay, that makes sense.
Here's the thing, though. Even if you didn't want to do tongue in cheek and wanted to, you could go pretty serious if you made The Rock friends with 3 other people, and those 3 other people turned into hulked out destruction monsters. How do you stop that?
Well,
you don't want to kill your friends. You don't want to what do you do? Or maybe his wife or
Lizzie, I think The Rock should be The Rock. And then his 3 other people should be the CGI because you want to see The Rock as the lady.
Well, sure. Yeah, obviously.
Is this the second video game movie that The Rock's in?
What's the Jumanji?
Doom.
No.
Doom. Yeah. You know, I don't care what
haven't
anybody
seen Doom.
I've
says.
never seen Doom.
I like that Doom movie. It's nothing like the video game, but I like it.
Remaking it, right?
They're remaking it again?
Or no, I'm thinking of a different one, I think.
Duke Nukem, right?
Or Dune or something. I don't know.
Dune? They're making Dune again?
I
Yeah.
thought so. That's the one I'm thinking of.
That'd be interesting.
Maybe The Rock will be in all of them.
We can only hope.
Yeah. Is he going to be the Dune itself? Yeah. Look at the size of that Dune.
Well, he's got
That's a big Dune.
I mean,
Don't fight the Dune.
His head's Dune shaped enough.
That's true.
He is just like shockingly bigger
I
than
think
every other person
I think you got to go
in
all,
any scene.
I think you got to be like the source material. This is such a absurd thing to do. Like when I saw the trailer, I was like, really? Out of all the video games to choose, you choose Rampage? You know what I mean? It's like I kind of want to see this because I loved Rampage as a kid, you know? Because like this, you're gonna really have a deep story with this, and they didn't. But like they shouldn't have had a deep story.
I'm gonna look up while we're talking. I'm gonna look up the budget of this versus
Shall we
Kong
guess?
Skull Island because I'm curious because clearly
Kong's better.
Kong allocated their money appropriately.
And it was
And I'm
humorous.
wondering-
it was self-referential.
I'm wondering if they just had way more. I'm wondering if they just had a much
because
bigger
the
budget.
CGI was much better.
Well, and they also spent more time on fun action stuff
And the
with
story
dinosaurs
and
and
it
stuff.
had good actors in it.
Yeah.
Like The Rock's your best actor.
I'm going to guess this budget. I'm going to say something conservative, 120 million. Which was a long time ago.
The crocodile was pretty good in the water and stuff. when
Correct.
It was
Those
pretty,
are easier to do though when it's in the water, right? So Kong Skull Island 185.
Survey says
I said
Show me 120 million.
185's Kong. Kong, Kong, Kong.
and Rampage
Go on.
120 to 140.
Yo, I'm gonna take that one.
Wow, they did not use their money successfully. They used it. See, that's the thing is they used it all about.
Like 100 million was on The Rock and his salary, and the 20
No,
million.
he got 50. That's all.
50 for The Rock, and then like 100 million on George at mostly normal gorilla size.
Yeah.
Like for a good amount of the movie.
And the normal gorilla size look these gorillas look good here too. You know, like the
Yeah, I
the
wasn't
other-
sure if they were real or not.
Yeah, those are pretty good.
Mostly a good job.
Did you ever see the Mighty Joe Young?
Yeah, I didn't like it.
But the gorilla suit was pretty well made.
Yeah.
Do you know, it was
You
the same
like-
guy who did Harry and the Hendersons.
Yeah, you like that movie.
Oh, I like the
Wait,
original.
Ben likes Harry and the
I like
Hendersons?
the original Mighty Joe Young.
Harry and the Hendersons is coming for episode 100. I'm
that's true.
making us do it.
Well, we'll do something different with that.
I've got plans.
Yeah. we'll see. But I like the original Mighty Joe Young. You ever seen that?
Wait,
One of the
that's
first-
80s, right?
No.
No,
70s?
you're talking
No,
about like
50s.
40s.
Really?
Yeah.
And it was the first
right after
and
King-
It was a very
not
young.
right after.
No, it was a very 33 was King Kong. It was a very young Ray Harryhausen who animated Joe, and that's like
We love Ray.
And he was apprenticed to the guy who did King Kong. I forget his name. And basically, he was uncredited of doing it. The guy who did King Kong was credited to do Mighty Joe Young, but it was really Ray Harryhausen.
It was good for his resume.
But you see the movements, everything was like it was a better version of King Kong. And actually, the same guy who played Carl Denham was in it too. And it's almost the plot's similar to King Kong.
So,
But he's a good gorilla though.
so for
Not
this,
as big.
For this movie, I'm trying to think about kind of two things. Would this movie ever have been good? Could this movie have ever been good?
If it was done the way I think I was going to do my Mario Brothers movie, yes.
How? How though?
Like we talked about,
More tongue-in-cheek.
more tongue in cheek.
But what does that mean? Like, just to say that though, like, what is an example of something they could have done that would have like
Put a
been like
comedian in
a
it.
decent remedy?
Put a comedian. Put Jack Black in.
Just a naturally funny person.
Yeah. Put like you have a serious person. You have The Rock, and you maybe have not the comedian, an actual comedian,
Not Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
Yeah, but a comedian like Jack Black or Will Ferrell, and just make fun
But
of the fact it's a giant gorilla.
Okay,
That'd be funny.
okay, yeah.
But it make it so stupid. But make it. This is so stupid. It's hilarious. Make it an Adam Sandler movie. Like I think it would have been better. You know, but not like in a recent
Not
Adam Sandler
actual
movie.
Adam Sandler, just
But-
like Adam Sandler.
Like just something like so stupid.
I'm
This
thinking-
is so dumb. It's hilarious.
I'm thinking back to our first episode. Was the Power Rangers movie?
Yeah.
Which it's not based off a video game, but it's based off of a similarly
Something
like
silly.
very superficial, silly
Yeah.
thing, like a lot of video game to movie adaptations would ultimately be, and so many of them fail. That one worked a little bit better just because they had it's based around humans and character. It's actually based around characters. So if you just screw up the characters, it's like it's not going to work. Who cares? But this and so many other video game movies is like the characters don't matter. Like who cares?
It's the monsters.
So it's all about the monsters.
And they're
so
and they're funny.
What could they have done though?
The
Different.
source material, they're funny. That's all tongue in cheek.
So would you have made the monsters while they're destroying stuff like? Okay, now I'm thinking about like, what if Will Ferrell was one of the monsters? Like, what if not like
That'd be
voice
funny.
like voice the monster?
That'd be funny, like motion capture, and it has a resemblance
Yeah.
to him. That actually would be funny.
You got me on
That
board
would be
already.
funny.
And like John C. Riley,
Yeah.
is
That would be
Ralph.
funny.
Wreck-It Ralph.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
tie-in.
I'm gonna wreck it. That'd actually be funny, but they wouldn't have to voice it. But they were like, they can just do the face. If they do the motion
Yeah.
capture the face,
And then you get Lizzie as another comedian.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. I
Sarah
like that
Silverman
version.
and Wreck
There you
Wreck-It
go.
Ralph. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God, this camera.
Yeah.
Fixed.
I like it. I like that version.
I like it too.
I'm
like it a lot.
curious though that like I
What does our audience think? Weigh in.
said they lost me at Adam Sandler.
A righteous audience.
Yeah.
Oh,
So-
Adam Sandler would have made 3 versions of this for Netflix by now.
that's true.
In light of that, we are done with this movie. What were you thinking about for next week? Because I isn't the Meg out right now?
I think we got to do the Meg.
Yeah, try and get a palate cleanser from
I have been
monster
excited
movies.
for the Meg for like 6 months.
Me too. And you know what? I wish I was excited for the Jurassic World movie because it had like the mosasaur.
That's right. You loved the
mosasaur shot
water,
that was in it.
the ocean shot.
I was like, oh man, that's cool.
The surfers.
You know.
Yeah.
Now I get my fix.
Hey, and we got Statham in this.
He's my guy.
And Dwight Schrute.
Any early reviews on that?
It's at 50% on Rotten
it's
Tomatoes.
just
last
like-
night.
We're going in, baby.
It's
That's,
just like
that's higher than I expected.
Yeah.
it's the same rating they give every single movie like this. Rampage, I think, is 50%.
Really?
Every single movie that is exactly like this gets right down the middle because it's either people hate it because it's not artsy enough, or people are like, you know what it is.
Maybe
you should
Rampage
like
will win
it.
the Oscar now. Now that they
Yeah,
that'd be great.
Popular award.
Yeah, yeah.
We should, just like our Remake Dragonheart campaign, we should start now.
Remake
a hashtag- we should
Remake
do
Rampage.
Oscar for Rampage.
Oscar for Rampage.
Oscar for Rampage.
We submitted an Oscar for Rampage because it was very popular. China loved it.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, tomorrow is day 3 of
Shanghai
Rampage Week.
Rampage.
So look out for our short film, Matt's short film.
Matt's short film.
It's our
primarily
short
did-
film.
I
It's
just
our
showed
short
up
film.
and
Ben and I acted in it, but it's Matt's baby.
yeah. If you like it, we all did it. If you don't like it, Matt did it.
It's very true.
I'm kidding.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. No, I'm not.
Yeah, so look for that. It's three days of Rampage stuff. That's exactly what everyone was clamoring for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know I was.
Exactly. Well, we got 2 people watching.
That's right. Yeah. Hopefully you all like
Same
it.
2 people watched yesterday.
That's right. We've
you go.
invited. There's one of our special guests who's listening right now is in the short. So
Yeah, he is. That's right.
Oh, that's right.
That's right.
I forgot.
Colin's in it. Yeah, and his wife's in it too.
Yeah.
They live at
Social Security card, credit card numbers, and they're away from their home between 7 and 5 p.m. Yeah.
but they have one of those camera.
The lock
doorknobs.
jiggles a little bit.
Yeah,
You gotta
yeah.
shake it.
Yeah, just give it a little shake.
Gotta give it a little love.
Yeah.
All right. Until we're done.
Secret word is fourth again. Stevens.
We should do that.
We should do that.
I
movie.
really like that.
Yeah, that movie is like. That's great. This could have been a 20-minute pod, but we talked about other things.
Life finds a way. All right. Bye. Till next week.